Hi, I'm Rita Nabeiro, CEO of Adega Mayor.
Hi, my name is Luís Oliveira. I'm the CEO of Efficenzy.
And today we are going to talk about storytelling.
Storytelling is the cornerstone of our evolution. Every person, every company should have its own in order to be able to put feelings, not just information, in the person hearing the story.
I think we all love stories and it's part of our way of being, and it tells a little bit of how we got to this point. And I think the beautiful part of stories is they tell a little bit of who we are. And once a man asked me, what is your fairy tale? And I told him, well, I don't have any fairy tale. I have a true story. What I have is a true story, that it's a story of my grandfather that started his coffee company with 3 employees in the 60s, and he built up his company to what it is today, the Delta Group, that is more than 3,000 people around the world.
The most important thing about storytelling, I would say, is to tackle emotions and to trigger emotions in the audience. On my case, I wanted to create a spin-off of the company I was working, which is EDP. And actually at the time, one of the challenges that I had was to get 2 potential clients to sign like an intention letter. I tried to build a story that would have a rational part, but then putting emotion in the story. That part, I guess, was what really took me to the level where I was able to convince my potential clients, saying that, well, it makes sense to explore this idea because they believe in it and empathize with the idea. And let's not forget about consistency. Consistency is really important. Most persons are really walking human lie detectors, so they detect if you say something today and something different tomorrow, and that destroys your credibility. I really think that's one very important part of the story that we want to pass, is for it to be consistent.
Proximity and the human relations is one-on-one, telling a story to the others, and the organic communication is really, really important when you're trying to pass your own story. Because if you can create an impact in the other, that other person will tell your own story to the others. And I call that evangelization. In wine, it works very well. And if you tell your own story, your ups, but also your downs, and so your failures. And I think your failures are very, very important. And how you got up and rebuild from that. And the best way for me, I think, it's trying to be yourself and to be truthful and to be genuine. Because people do really love a great story. And in the end, if you have a great product and a great story, and if you're consistent through time, and if you kind of get everybody to not just relate to your own story, but to tell others, that's what we all want.
I would say put your best efforts into it and speak with your heart out and pass that message out there.
You never have a second chance to create a great first impression.
Storytelling is the key to create a great startup brand.